Hello, my name is Andrew, and this is my speech off of personal values. I hope you're all able to take something away from my speech today and apply it to your own worldviews. Many people say it takes a village to raise a child, and this brings me to my first value. Family always comes first. I personally was born in a Middle Eastern family, and typically within Middle Eastern families, it's pretty big. It's a large family, and it also everybody in that family is pretty involved with each other's lives. Families are the building blocks to today's society, and I had the privilege of having a big one myself. I had three uncles, three aunts, and a lot of cousins. A person's family is their first impression of the world. Our family members are the first ones to teach us how to behave and socialize just in the general setting of the public. Because my family took such good and attentive care of me growing up, I now make sure to always put them first in society. Not only is my family the first, not only is my family very close and important to me, there are also some lessons that they've taught me. This brings me to my second value, which I learned from my family. Always be a good listener and try to do your best to listen at an attentive level. To be listening means that you're learning, and to be learning means that you're communicating well with others. Communicating well with others is very important because you can apply it to different world settings. Not only are you limited to the work setting, but you're also able to go to a school setting or just a social setting. So this can apply within business when you're speaking at a meeting, or at school when you are making a project and you have to communicate with others. It just applies in a very large genre. A very famous Greek philosopher once said, "We have two ears and only one mouth," meaning that we have to listen twice as much as we speak. As I'm sure many of us know, there is nothing worse than you talking to someone and them passively listening to your words and not truly listening. I was always taught to never be that person, and I try hard not to be. Everyone can talk, but not everyone can actively listen and learn. Listening to others is what makes us good members of society. Which leads me to my third point, being a positive member in society. Being a positive member in society is what I strive to be in my day-to-day life. My two previous values help me build my confidence in my ability to be a positive influence in my society. I try hard to be a leader for my peers and also to be a role model to the youth. And lastly, a friend to others. Everyone should always ask, what can I do for the world? Which I try to emphasize in my life myself personally. I'm very involved in my communities, both on a cultural level and on a religious level. I try to emphasize how to speak my language and also how to traditionally learn the dances of my culture. And then on a religious standpoint, how to fundraise for my church and also how to host Bible studies. This gives me the confidence that I am an active and very positive position in my community. I strive to always continue to be greater than just what I was yesterday, and I try my best to be but I try my best to be both humble and also noble while doing so. All of my values are rooted in one another and have shaped who I am today and how I live my life. This is what has shaped me to who I am today, and I hope you are able to take something from this and also apply some of these values possibly to yourself. Thank you. Now I wanted to see if anybody had any questions.
Yes, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
What was the hardest thing for you about developing the speech?
Developing this speech was probably the hardest part about this was probably doing a lot of soul searching. I had to take a step back and kind of realize, what do I stand for? What values of mine really stand out the most to me? Does anyone else have any questions?
I did have a question.
Yeah.
Uh, what I was going to say is, you talked about how family was important in that first point of your speech. Um, how would you say that you would show appreciation to them on like a daily basis?
Me personally, to basically honor my parents, I try to listen to them whenever they ask something of me, or I kind of take a step back and try to ask myself, did my parents raise me better than this? And basically, I try to make myself a reflection of them. So whatever they've taught me, I try to make sure I carry that out on my day-to-day life. Is there any more questions? All right. Thank you.